We're going to dive right into this video and talk about how to use the LUTs adjustment layer. It's quite an interesting tool to use, and it can be found in any iteration of Adobe Photoshop. Currently I'm using CC 2022, but it can be found in 18, 2020, 2019, so on and so forth. It will just be hiding in your adjustment panel right here. Now, before we go into applying the LUTs adjustment layer, we need to talk about what is a LUTs adjustment layer. Well, LUTs is an abbreviation for lookup table. All in all, it's a color preset that filmmakers, editors, and colorists can use when they're working on a project, and it uses a combination of different adjustments such as brightness, contrast, highlights, blacks, whites, and shadows, all into a nice, neat little package. And also, LUTs basically remaps every single color in one image into an entirely different one. And you'll see what I mean once I apply it. It is quite confusing when you're trying to explain it, but you'll see it when I actually apply it. Now, why do I use LUTs? Well, I think it's an interesting tool to use when you, especially doing toy photography. It gives your image a more dramatic look, feels quite cinematic, and with the LUTs adjustment layer, there's a different variety of presets that you can use that are on offer, and all of them are free within the Photoshop application. Now, why should you use it? That's the more important question here. Why should you use it? Well, I feel like it's quite good to experiment with this adjustment layer, especially if you're not too familiar with Photoshop to begin with and you're looking to improve your toy photography. This will definitely help you out in the long run, and it might give your images a nice needed tune-up. Now, we've got that out of the way. Now we're going to actually look on how to apply the LUTs adjustment layer. So as earlier, as I said, we want to go to the adjustment layer panel, and it will be this one here in the far right in the middle lane here. It's kind of a grid kind of logo here, so we're going to be clicking down on that, and that will bring us to our LUTs adjustment panel here. We've got a device link, abstract, and 3D LUT file. Now, don't worry about these two bottom ones. Those aren't important. We're going to be focusing on 3D LUT file. Now, just to let you know, the 3D in the name here does not give your image an actual 3D look. It just makes it appear to be, but it's not an actual 3D dimensional image. So we're going to load in a LUTs adjustment here, and I quite like using film stock. It's one of my favorite ones. And you can see here how it's already changed the image. It's increased the shadows, the highlights, the contrast, the whites, and the darks. So it's quite intense, and not to my liking. I would actually use the opacity and bring it down, probably all the way to around about 35 to 42. And you can already see that we've taken the intensity down. Now, just a bit of a before and after. That's what we had originally, and that's what we have now with our adjustment layer. Now, you can use another one, and I do this a lot with my images. I actually apply a few adjustment layers. We're going to be using Foggy Night, which is another favorite of mine. It gives it a bit more of a blue dark tone. You can also use the blending modes to help you out in this. I like to use overlay, so I still get that nice dark bluish tint. And I'll just bring the opacity all the way down. Probably less than what I have on this one here. So we're going to have it on 14%. And you can already see it gives that nice strong blue tone. You can apply this to your other adjustment layers here, such as your brightness and contrast. Just slight little adjustments here, and also working with our curves. Just bringing that out a wee bit, bring that out, bring that down. And yeah, that's a quick summary on how to use those color lookup adjustment layers. They're quite fun to use. I will show you just another variety of what you can find in the color lookup adjustments. I'm going to delete these ones real quick. Click back here, and you've got other versions such as Edgy Amber. Put overlay on that. You have the opacity. You can see it gives a bit more of a sunlight kind of view. We'll put on another one. Fuji one is also quite fun to use. Now you have the data here with your RGB and BGR. Let's go for Moonlight. A little bit darker. Quite similar to Foggy Night, probably not a big blue tint. We've got Soft Warming. Let's have a look at that, just at 100%. So that looks quite nice. And we'll just look at one last one. We will go for Crispy Warm and Crispy Winter. So quite a different variety you can play with. I definitely advise having a bit of an experiment and see how you can apply this to your own images. I hope you found this was fun. Like I say, I'm trying to keep these videos condensed and short and to the point. So yeah, the next video, hopefully I'll be get done at the end of the month after this one. So yeah, we'll just wait and see. I'm just gonna have a bit of fun doing these tutorial videos. Alright guys, you have a good one and I'll see you in the next one.